Hi, this is Richard C. I'm a math tutor here at Wyzant, answering a question submitted by a student. The wording in the first question has to be wrong because you can't have a reference angle in the first quadrant of 82 degrees and say that the angle itself has to be less than 60 degrees. That's just physically impossible to do. So we're going to just approach this problem in a more reasonable fashion. And I'm going to just go through the quadrants and we'll talk about what the solution is. So in the first quadrant, if the reference angle is 82, then the angle itself is 82. In the second quadrant, if the reference angle is 82, then the angle itself, let me just change colors here. So the angle itself is going to go from here to here. So here, let's call that theta. Theta is going to be 180 minus 82. And just put that in my calculator. And that's 98 degrees. So there's 98. Okay. Let's go back to black here. We'll put the angle in the third quadrant with a reference angle of 82. And now I think you can see how to do the angle. It's all the way around to here. So in this case, theta is going to be equal to 180 plus 82. It's 262. And the last one, when we're in the fourth quadrant and the reference angle is 82, it looks like this. And the angle itself is all the way around to here. That's theta. So theta here is going to be 360 minus 82. Which is 278. It's important to understand the difference between the reference angle and the angle itself. And I think color helps here. And hopefully this is clearing up the misunderstanding that I think occurred here in the wording of the first question. So let's move on to the second question, which has to do with the sine of theta being 2/9. Well, the easiest one to work with, the easiest quadrant to work with here would be the first quadrant, and here's our angle theta. And the sine of theta is 2/9, so it's opposite over hypotenuse. And we want to find the tangent, so for the tangent we need to know this x value. So we use Pythagorean theorem, 2 squared plus x squared equals 9 squared, and x squared is going to be 81 minus 4, which is 77. So x would be the square root of 77. Okay. So if we want to find the tangent here, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So it's going to be 2 over the square root of 77. We're not allowed to leave it like that. We have to rationalize the denominator. So we're going to multiply top and bottom by the square root of 77. That's going to give me 2 root 77 over 77. So that would be the answer here. It's possible that theta could be in the second quadrant, in which case tangent would be negative. So this is a little ambiguous here, and I'm just taking it to mean the first quadrant. But you could argue that this could be in the second quadrant. If it were in the second quadrant, it would look like this. And opposite would be here, 2 and a 9, and then you could see this would be negative root 77. And so you would get the same numerical answer, it would just be negative. Okay, so that's it for this question. I hope this cleared things up. A lot of students get confused between the reference angle and the actual angle. Especially when they're just first starting this. So the student might be just starting a trigonometry unit, maybe in a algebra 2 class or maybe in a geometry class, and is probably trying to get his or her head wrapped around these concepts. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.